Recently, our web reporter Danielle Paradis traveled down to the Kainai Nation in southern Alberta to find out more about the impact opioid deaths are having on the community and how people there are coping with the impact of it all. Danielle is joining us live now from Edmonton. Danielle, you visited Kainai Nation for this story. Why was this a story that you wanted to focus on?
As you mentioned before the break, the opioid epidemic has been going on not only in Kainai, across Canada, but Kainai has been speaking about it for about 9 years now. So we often get these numbers, and they're somewhat abstractions when it comes to understanding the loss with the opioid crisis. So this is a way to really bring out the personal impact and the way that people who have, names and faces and backgrounds and the lives that they're experiencing here. So to take it out of those numbers and the databases and put a real face on it.
Right. Well, some of those names and faces that you met with were grandparents Teresa McNabb and her husband Ricky Whiteman Left, who are raising their grandchildren. Tell us about them and how they're coping with it all.
Yeah, Ricky and Teresa have a child who came from the foster system, as well as they are raising their niece, who they refer to themselves as grandparents. And the niece's child passed away, the niece passed away due to opioids, and the child is with the grandparents. They have told me that they feel that they are quite lonely in this, that even though there is a lot of drug use or death in the community, they don't necessarily have a place to talk. So they've been talking to the Harm Reduction Center and hoping to be able to share their story because it makes them feel a little bit less alone. They do struggle. They say they're coping well. They're an amazing couple. They're very strong, but they're in a phase of life that they never thought that they would be in.
Right, no kidding. What is the community trying to do about this all?
I mentioned the Harm Reduction Center. So there's a house, it's actually pictured in the story, that will provide harm reduction materials like Noxalone. Dr. Esther Tailfeathers is on reserve providing safer supply or Suboxone, which is something that people who are with drug addictions can use to help get off of the opioids. Then there's also supposed to be a center going up in Kainai, although it has been delayed by the Alberta government for years now. So they're hoping for that. They do have treatment beds, but they need more. The scope of the issue is too large, and there's not enough resources right now. So the community is doing what they can with what they have, but they've been reaching out to Jordan's principal, trying to get more funding, and also trying to get funding for these grandparents who, are left with these huge expenses later in life.
Yeah. Dr. Esther Tailfeathers doing great work out there. Danielle, great work as well. Appreciate your work on it and speaking with us today.
Thank you, Dennis.